let me show you the brief analysis so that you can look into what Superset is capable of. We have the data for open positions on Glassdoor on the 11th of September, and we analyzed the DBT related jobs. One interesting fact is that if you look at the open DBT positions per million of inhabitants, I would have believed that the United States comes out first, but it doesn't. The United Kingdom is far larger in that KPI, and even Sweden and Canada would come ahead of the United States. You can also see that open job titles very often have data engineering as an expression in them. I'll talk about this later, but you can see that the second largest is analytics engineer, coined a term that DBT community coined. I would like to show the geographical distribution of the jobs is that Germany is the second largest job market in DBT in Europe, and within Germany, you can see that Berlin is by far the largest. It's also interesting that in the USA, the East Coast has more open positions on Glassdoor than West Coast companies. I wouldn't have guessed that beforehand. If you look at by continent, it's very interesting that Europe has a much larger amount and proportion of people who are recruited for ETL, standard old-fashioned ETL positions than for DBT positions, than the same in the US. It's also well known that DBT is mostly favored by smaller companies, and you can identify it from this chart as well, whereas traditional ETL is more balanced with a little skew towards the larger company. I especially like this sunburst chart. I've seen sunburst charts in many visualization tools. They are usually not very usable, but this is a nice one. I like this. Not for dashboarding purposes, but for analytic purposes, it's really good. But there's one more thing that I want to share with you is that ETL jobs are mostly data engineering. So data engineering and ETL is very much the same thing in the job market. Whereas analytics engineer, as I've mentioned, has popped up, and everything that's analytics engineering is DBT related. So if you want to make sure that you end up with DBT jobs, look for analytics engineering. Don't look for SQL developer because you will end up with ETL kind of job.